Hey guys, how's it going? No flying in this video, so if you're here to see me fly, won't be flying in this one, you can probably skip the video. But I want to talk about repairs today because I get a lot of frequently asked questions, and I like making these FAQ videos, and I just recently had to get a major repair done to my wing. So unfortunately, I didn't actually record the incident. I was making a video about taking your time and being sure to not mess anything up. And, coming out of hibernation, you should watch that video. Directly pertains to this one. But I wasn't listening to my own advice. But I've always said, if I screw up on the channel, you'll see it. So, here was my screw up. So, I'm picking up my wing. I'm actually going to move my gear that I've already flown out of the field, grab a new wing. I was flying a ITV Baja for the first time, and Austin, one of the local pilots, offered it to me to try it out. I said sure. So I had already flown my F3, grabbed my F3. It was a cold day. I wanted to warm up my motor, and I figured, well, why not warm it up while I walk back with my gear? So I had the engine running, the throttle not in my hand, which I shouldn't have done. And one thing led to another. While I was carrying my wing, something bumped the throttle. It was me, somehow, and sucked my wing into the propeller. Just barely, but just barely is just enough. So here's the carnage. This section, which is bigger than my pretty large hands, and this triangle piece here, the propeller cut just right there. So this whole panel, you can see where the seam lines are, and this triangular piece cut clean through across the stitch lines here. This is on the upper surface, just to the left of center. And then also on the inside, I damaged the rib, this blue piece. You can see that basically a patch was sewn in, so the entire rib did not need to be replaced. So that propeller cut through 3 separate sheets of fabric, and that cost me $980. But the video's not about how much it cost me, even though it was a lot of ego and a lot of time and a lot of money. The video is what happens when something like that happens. So my answer was to send it to Airquest Paragliding up in Massachusetts. They have a very quick turnaround, and I was eager to fly again. So I packed it up by UPS. I first contacted them and asked them, hey, how much do you think this will charge? He gave me a rough estimate, and I paid the rough estimate, shipped it up to him. Then he was able to order the fabric directly from APCO, so that took a while because it's overseas shipping. And when that finally came in, he put it back together, did a full glider inspection, and sent it back to me with a couple of little extras. So nothing crazy, and just a statement. This is not in any way a plug about Airquest Paragliding specifically, but I do get swag from them, and nice little thank you. Got a free Niviuk t-shirt. I don't fly Niviuk, but that's Niviuk. And then you'll typically get what was damaged back. So this was a tip steering line, and it was nicked. He found that in the inspection. So every year, if you're going by most glider manufacturer recommendations, you're supposed to get inspections. So I figured I might as well get an inspection since it was relatively damaged. So I got it inspected. That's one of the things he caught was a failing line. He also measured the porosity of the fabric, how much air can go through it to know how new it is, how much life it's got left. But these are the damaged panels that I got back. You can see where the propeller kind of, right across there, and then just the rest of this ripped. But you get all that back, and you finally get the wing back after 2 months, which was my fault. So most companies are going to be like this. I use Airquest again because they're relatively close to me, being on the eastern seaboard, and they're quick. So you hop onto their website. You can either contact them directly, or you can just go straight into the fill out their contact form, or go straight into the services, and typically they'll give you a list of their offerings. So reserve parachute repacking, which I've done with them before. Also the reserve parachute inspection, which you might as well do if you're getting a repack. A glider inspection, and laser line trim service. So they offer line services where they check to see if your glider is out of trim with a some kind of laser mechanism for extreme precision. So anyways, you click here, and they've got a little form that you fill out. And this form is nothing crazy. It's just your name and your address and, you know, what you're shipping, what needs to get fixed, which service you're trying to get to, and how would you like to pay. So very simple. I dropped mine off with UPS, sent it off to Airquest, and got it back, like I said, about 2 months later. But that wasn't their fault. That was mostly waiting for fabric to be shipped from APCO, which was overseas. Now, once the repair was done, they shipped it back. I got this little tag. I know it's backwards, but it basically says, hey, we did something serious. You need to go kite your wing. So they replaced one of the tip steering toggles, which are tip steering lines, which does steering. It's pretty important to make sure that everything works there. And also, of course, the rib and upper fabric repair. So these are ultralights in the United States. None of this is, like, certified. You could go do this in the basement with your grandma's sewing machine, but I am definitely not doing that with mine. So they do great work, and I'm happy with it, but it is technically not certified aircraft work, so there's nothing really for them to sign off. And in the end, it is your craft that you're flying under Part 103, so you do need to make sure that everything is operational on your own, which means you go out there and you kite it and you make sure everything looks straight and all the risers and all the lines and all the fabric is a-okay. But we'll do that before we fly it again. Anyways, this was just a relatively quick video to talk about what happens if you have a damaged wing and where to send it. I'm going to put a couple of other links down below, other repair stations that I've heard good things about around the country. Use them. Don't. Maybe you know somebody. But it's all up from here. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.